Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Resident Evil Podcast. It is March 16th, 2013 right now. I'm here with my co-host Richard.
Hello guys, what's up?
And it's been about a month since we did our last podcast. It seems like it was, just yesterday that we did it, but hell, we're back and, had some time to see what you guys thought, and the first episode went pretty well with all of you guys and Richard's fans over at his channel. Everybody seemed to like it, and that's great because that was us just kind of testing the waters, and if this one does well, then that's when we'll start doing it more on a regular basis. But tonight we have a lot to talk about. And of course, it's all Resident Evil related, and we have the few topics we're going to talk about, and we also have your questions. If you submitted a question, I put a video up, I think it was last week, and this was originally supposed to be recorded that Friday. It was uploaded, but that wasn't the case because we had to postpone it because I got caught up in shit, and Richard was only available on Friday, so. I did take the video down, I think it was the Thursday before we were originally supposed to record, but I got pretty much all the questions because the comments started to steadily decline, like I wasn't getting any, and I was like, okay, well I think everybody asked what they wanted to. But again, if you missed out, there's always next time, and especially if we do more regularly, you will see me reach out to you guys and make a video saying ask questions. So hopefully this will be the last one uploaded to YouTube, as we will be hopefully continuing on with iTunes and stuff like that for you guys to go and listen to. But anyway, let's get started. Now, Richard, you know that Resident Evil has almost been going on for 17 years now.
Yeah, it's been that long.
It's, I did my review. I don't know if you guys saw it, and I mentioned it. I mean, 17 years. I mean, holy shit. It's come a long way. It
has.
The first footsteps in those mansions started something that, Jesus Christ, such a big fan base. It's crazy.
So nostalgic too.
Yeah, it's just that's what surrounds the whole series. I mean, just a bunch of good memories, and when Capcom actually kind of had something left, or they kind of gave a shit about what they were doing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they did that Left 4 Dead 2 thing now, or they did something with that. Like, what the fuck are they doing nowadays? But, I mean, if you look back, I mean, the impact that game had on pretty much, like, all the other games surrounding it at the time. I mean, the PS1 was, let's go back to 95, around there, when they started to announce that. I mean, the PS1 was new, and it had CD technology, and everybody was like, "Oh, what can?" It was kind of like the Blu-ray of today. It's like, whoa, what can this CD possibly produce? With all these people waiting for, the next thing. And Resident Evil was one of those games where, PS1 was out for like a few months, and PlayStation was, pretty big, pretty big in Japan, pretty big in the U.S. And when people saw this game, they're like, "Whoa!" Like, pre-rendered backgrounds. It was like, it looked pretty nice.
This is the shit right here.
Yeah, this is the shit. Yeah, it's like full dialogue and cutscenes, full motion video, which again wasn't very great. There was the voice acting, but back then
I would love to see more of it today.
Yeah,
not in games in general, but like I'd love to see more from that game today.
Yeah.
Like if they actually say they did more scenes, but we just never saw it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or
it's
behind the scenes shit or something.
Yeah, because you ever notice that ever since Resident Evil 1, they never really went back and talked about it that much. Like it was always Resident Evil maybe 2, maybe 3, and then up. Like there was more stuff to talk about behind the history of it, but this one just kind of came out of nowhere, and it really didn't have much to say about it besides the whole director's cut thing. But that wasn't that was after the game's release. So, yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of nostalgia, and I think that everybody can relate, and just, it's a good fucking game. And so is the remake, which, again, we were just talking about earlier. It is like 80% different than the original, but it still is the original game in a sense, that it has the same story, characters, and pretty much the same premise of the whole thing. And I thought that it was great, like the way they did that. And I mean, they're keeping it alive, and that's why I think they should bring it to like the next gen consoles, because the reboot is debatable, and like all this bullshit, it's all like kind of up in the air, which I don't like at all, because seeing the series come 17 years and then it's just kind of like, oh, it's done. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can argue that people are in need. People can say that the company is just in need of a reboot for this franchise, and I don't think it's like it needs to happen. Like Tomb Raider needed to happen. That was one of those things where I was
just thinking of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, you can definitely relate it to the newer Tomb Raider, because they were struggling for years, just trying to get it right.
I don't know if they were struggling, but they were
not trying.
Not one Tomb Raider before the reboot looked appealing to me. Like every time a new Tomb Raider came out, I'd be like, whatever. Like I never cared about Tomb Raider, and then the first trailer for the reboot came out. This was a while ago. This was maybe like a year or two ago, and I was like,
E3, I think.
Yeah, this looks very good. And then this year they released something called Tomb Raider Crossroads trailer, and that was just ever since I saw that, I was like, I have to buy this game. Yeah. And then picked it up on Monday, beat it a few days ago. It's an amazing game
as well.
And it kind of like, I have a question for you, actually. Right. What if they were to make a Resident Evil reboot that was as good as the Tomb Raider the reboot was for Tomb Raider? Would you accept that, or like it would kind of be getting rid of the story and characters that we all know and love, but it would kind of like it would be the same characters, but they would be portrayed differently, kind of how like this Lara Croft is portrayed differently than the old one. Yeah, she looks more like a real person rather than a cartoon with like big breasts and a big butt.
Ugly, by the way.
Yeah.
The old one, yeah. The new one's gorgeous.
The new one is gorgeous, and she looks like an actual human. And
yeah. Go figure.
And yeah, the voice is different. The hair is different too. Well, anyways, Laura is different, and if Resident Evil like brought back our favorite characters in a different way, but still in a very lovable way, with a kind of gameplay that made us like, or makes us love the game, like, would you want that, or would you want them to kind of continue what they have now and make Resident Evil 7, but like try to make it more scary, I guess? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I just think that Tomb Raider is one of those things where, like...
Because I'm not saying, for anybody who's thinking this, I'm not saying that the Resident Evil reboot should be exactly like the Tomb Raider reboot in terms of action and adventure. No, I'm saying,
you want to throw that out there because people might...
Yeah, I'm saying if there was a Resident Evil reboot that was as good as the Tomb Raider reboot, but in a different genre, preferably survival horror...
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because, I mean, it was just an amazing reboot, and maybe for the series really kind of fell flat after the PlayStation. It didn't have that much of a success. It kind of got lost, and games that were inspired by it, like Uncharted, took the throne of that. Yeah. I personally think that maybe, I mean, it's kind of up in the air because, again, Tomb Raider is something that, like, we were never... Like, my dad had the originals, and I kind of played them a little bit, but we were never really that attached to it. We played them and said, yeah, they were kind of and then we played the reboot, and we were like, wow, this is really good. But when it's compared to Resident Evil, in our perspective, a fan's perspective,
like we grew up with it.
We grew up with it, and plus, I mean, it could just be, you know, it's Capcom, so again, it's still in the risk. I mean, they could make, it's just, you know, two sides of the coin. It's either reboot it well, or you make a sequel very well, and you fix your plot holes, and you're ready to go. And I mean, if they made it like that, and it was, I don't know, it'd be really hard. I mean, it'd be hard to accept. I mean, even fans, I mean, some fans for Resident Evil agree that it should be rebooted. So, like pretty much all fans of Tomb Raider wanted it to get rebooted. Unlike Resident Evil, Resident Evil, it's kind of like on the fence because you got the people, again, we talked about them last episode, the people who really, really hate like 4, 5, and 6, or just 5 and 6 for no fucking reason. I mean, 6 I can understand, but again, we don't hate 6. We covered that several times.
Yeah.
But there's people that like just don't like it and just think that the whole thing's ruined. And then you got the people who actually, you know, are decent people who like appreciate a series and they have respected opinions about each game, or maybe why it's not very good. So I don't know. I mean, that's a really hard question, and
I think I want them to make a Resident Evil 7. I don't want to see a reboot for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's just too soon. I
just want the sequels to be like as good as they used to be. You know, I really want to, you know, get a good Resident Evil game that is not only part of the storyline that we already know and love, but revamps everything. Maybe not in terms of well, yeah, it would be in terms of gameplay, but like in terms of just like how the game is presented, something that makes us love the game, makes everybody love the game, you know?
That's
I don't know. I mean, if Capcom's gonna make a reboot, which I don't want them to make a reboot because I don't want to say goodbye to my favorite characters. But if they were to make a reboot, they better have a very good fucking idea to revamp everything. And if they do have a good idea, just, keep it part of the storyline we already have, right? So, I don't know. Maybe if they make another one that's part of this storyline and it fails, I want them to give Resident Evil to a different company and reboot it, because seriously, like 5, you already got your feedback. Okay, people didn't like the action. 6, okay, come on. 7, and it's still gonna be bad. I mean, not saying Resident Evil 6 is bad or anything, but like people are asking for survival horror. Capcom's not listening, and if they actually make another one that's not good in everybody's eyes, then I think Capcom shouldn't even be in control of their own series, and they should just give it to a company that will reboot it the right way, or at least make a decent sequel.
Yeah, you're right when you bring it up, because they can still reboot and revamp certain things about the game without rebooting the franchise. Like they can completely do the gameplay over. They can. I mean, they start new stories.
They could have taken the Tomb Raider reboot, put a subtitle on the end, and call it a prequel.
Yeah. They
didn't, though, but why they didn't do that, I don't know. I think it's Lara Croft is pretty much, I don't want to turn this into a Tomb Raider thing, but they did change the main character quite a bit, so... It's
like a 95% change.
For Tomb Raider?
For Lara.
For Lara.
For Lara herself. I mean... She didn't really have much personality in the other ones. This one she does.
Oh, yeah. And the other ones, just raid some tombs. She didn't even, give a shit if there were giant fucking... I don't know what kind of enemies you fought in Tomb Raider, but,
Tigers, bears...
Tigers, people with guns, supernatural entities.
Indians and shit. It was just... it was weird. I don't
know, but... This Lara, she had a whole new personality, and she actually had very good character development. And yeah, you could call it an origin story, but at the same time, it is a reboot. But like,
Yeah,
if they, I don't know, if they had changed like some things, they could have called it a prequel if they wanted to. But
they could have. I mean, it's just the start of a story and new. But I mean, when it comes to the Resident Evil thing, I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things.
I don't. Yeah, bleh, go on.
Yeah, it's just, at the end of the day, you kind of look at the series and you're like, well, it's still a strong series. It's just, after every game, you want them to really improve, and I really hope they improve. I mean, 17 years, and we have all of this stuff. You got fans all over the place. You got figures, shirts, freaking Resident Evil shot glasses.
Merchandise.
Just merch out the ass. Stories out the ass, like characters that people just fucking love, and these characters too. I mean, you can make a Jill in a reboot, but it won't be the same Jill that people know and love. That millions of people love, and
I think they should maybe make it in the spirit of a reboot, but not make it a reboot, as in like add more character development to the characters we already know and love,
like that,
and make them a lot more human.
They can do that without throwing away everything.
Have you like ever thought of, say, Chris or Jill in their own apartments, or like driving their car to work or something, doing like normal everyday stuff?
Yeah,
like I mean, like
I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting to think about. I mean,
they just make them more like, I don't know,
human.
add more to them,
and we're like realistic, like everyday people that are playing the game.
Yeah.
I mean.
It's just showing like a different side to the characters that we know. Like, it doesn't have to always be like oh my god, every game has this new outbreak, and of course the same characters we know and love
happen to end up in that same situation,
in that outbreak. But I don't know. You could have a dangerous situation like that, but like, I don't know. It's hard to say this right without sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but like put them in like, because Chris is like part of the BSAA, and he like kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to say something, I don't know how to say it.
So you're basically saying like they always show him in the BSAA, but show him in a different circumstance.
Yeah, like
Like in another sequel, you would want to see characters like Chris and Jill put in a more realistic standpoint where it develops them more.
Yeah. Maybe, like, have them fight their own personal demon. This isn't, like, this relates to something else, but, like, have them, like, fight something other than, BOWs. I mean, have BOWs, but, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Make
a personal struggle, like,
make everything more personal and, like, more serious, and it's kind of like comparing the Dark Knight trilogy to the Tim Burton movies, if you want to do that. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, to be honest.
Well, are you trying to make it so, like, make the characters that we know, but you can make it more personal to where the player that's controlling the game can...
Yeah, like, I'm trying to say that, like, obviously, like, make them more personal and make us care about them even more. And, like, then on the other side, I'm saying, well, we always, like, get that Die Hard effect. Like, how does the same cop end up, like, in these
how does trouble always
terrorist
find you?
activities, like, 5 movies in a row?
They make fun of that, though. Like, how does trouble always find you? I don't know.
But, like, I'm trying to say that, and then at the same time, I'm saying, well, put them in another situation like this, but, like, make it different, sort of thing. And then it sounds like I contradict myself. I don't know how to say it.
I'm sure the listeners out there know what you're saying. Let's put it at that.
I'm going to assume that they can kind of...
Yeah, because I tried to help you, but
I don't relate.
I don't know if that...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, that first game was so iconic. That opening scene, as tacky as that might have been...
Hey, that scene is classic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, even if there's a reboot, you still won't be as effective as that because of the time period it was released. And that's something that I still don't forget to this day, is that nothing will be as effective anymore. So the fact that it started from this, you know, from the moments you even saw that zombie, people shit themselves. That, I mean, you would never see something like that in a game where it cuts to, like, you know, an FMV of, you know, zombie eating somebody, you know, their head falls off. You don't see it, but you know what I mean. And the zombie just slowly awakes, like, or not awakes, but it rises from the freaking floor, and you're like, should I run or should I fight?
Yeah.
That first little bit.
You know, some people call it a terrible game because they try to go up against that zombie, and then they die. And then they say that Resident Evil is a horrible game.
Oh yeah, that justifies everything.
I found someone on YouTube who, like, made a video. He was showing off his game collection, and he pulls up Resident Evil Remake, and
Are you fucking kidding me?
he's like, let me just get one thing out of the way. I hate this game. Resident Evil is a horrible game series. I could not get past the first level. The first zombie killed me and kept killing me.
Because you suck.
He just, like,
you can't play video games, you asshole.
He's like, the controls are horrible, the graphics are horrible.
And I only played the first minute of the game.
Yeah.
What a fucking prick.
You know, people don't understand that the fact that they had tank controls was to kind of make the camera angles more easy to maneuver around. Does that make sense? Like,
it worked fine.
Yeah, like if you're kind of like, say like they gave you normal controls, right? But they put you in fixed camera angles. If you're going forward and you're holding forward with normal controls, Jill will run to the next screen, but then it'll change to the front of her face. But since you're, like, holding forward, she's gonna turn around and then go the other way. So, like,
yeah.
you gotta have the tank controls in there, or else you're gonna fucking be struggling, you know, to go to places. And the classic angles set up atmosphere too. I don't know why people or developers got rid of them. You can blame the critics. I blame them because they say, "Oh no, the
even though they should listen to the fucking fans in the first place."
Yeah.
Like, you listen to critics, that's why you get people saying, "Oh, we got to make it compete with Call of Duty sales because critics don't like this, critics don't like that." You know, it's just like, whatever. I mean, back to the original game. It's just, people were scared. And that's, like, the thing about the original, you know, is that it literally scared you. I mean, the first three... And that's half the reason why I'm doing the trilogies, because those are seriously the best games. Like, really. They probably are the best games, because it's just, you know, the first one, you were going up things for the very first time. You had no idea what was going to be around the corner. The second one you go into, you know, and, you know, this was almost, fucking, what was I trying to say? Well, like, you know, next year, it's going to be 18 years, and then 19, it's just going to keep going and going, and then you start to really realize how fast time flies, and then just, you look at now, and you're just like, well, what happened? Because they could still capture that. Because, like, Resident Evil 2, a sequel, people knew what was in mind, and they're like, okay, well, what the hell are they going to do with this sequel? Like, holy shit, it was hyped up, you know, one of the biggest games of the 90s right there. I mean... The late 90s, definitely. I don't know, you know, you had the whole Sega and Nintendo war going on, or in the early 90s, you know, the Genesis and all that shit going on. So there's a lot of games there that people will be like, oh, no, you know, fucking, you know, that's not the biggest game of the 90s. Well, pretty much it was one of the biggest games. So with RE2, you know, you're in the city now. Way more zombies, way more weapons, but still you had fucking Birkin running around, and that was scared the shit out of people. This monstrous thing. Because Tyrant was like, he was at the end, and, you know, he wasn't like a guy who kept coming back. And we're going to get to somebody like him in a minute.
Yep.
But Birkin is kind of like, yeah, he comes around, and then there's more backstory, so it expands on the story. I mean, an outbreak happening in the city, that was like never even, if you think about it, think back to 97, 98. Nothing... No game did that. No game put, like, a character in any situation like that and just dropped you in and said, here you go, survive. Really? Well, up in that point, I doubt it. Something with, like, that capacity, like, with the PS1's technology, that was great. I mean,
I'm not sure
you're,
if it was like the first zombie apocalypse game in a city for I don't know, but it was definitely like one of the first.
I believe so because like what else? Who
It's
else was
like
doing something
the
like that?
execution was really well done.
Well, because everything else before, like they're horror games, but they're all in a house. This one took you in like a atmosphere
Like
where
this one
like
was more open.
it was so open. And honestly, yeah, up in that to that point, I doubt there was anything. I mean, if any of you know something that was, please tell us because we want to know. We want to know more about anything that's like kind of like that because we might know, we might not know something that
Might
you guys
stumble
do.
upon a hidden gem.
Yeah, who knows? Because I know that there was one game. I think it's called Sweet Home. It was for the NES.
Yep, the game that inspired
Resident Evil. So maybe Resident Evil 2 was inspired by something else. Maybe it was their original idea. But we got to see what this Raccoon City was. And it was great. People loved it. The both scenarios, awesome. Then they were like, oh, what's 3? And 3 is fucking scary because of Nemesis. The whole thing, idea of the game is, Nemesis is in the title, and the U.S. title is that Nemesis is a BOW sent in to fucking kill all STARS members because, that's because Umbrella, they're just that fucking evil. If you guys haven't already guessed.
Not only that, but you also have the fear of trying to escape the city before you blow up.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's kind of funny? Players didn't even know that when they were playing that game. They had no idea that Raccoon City was going to be destroyed until Carlos came in and said that they're going to release a missile into the city, or as he said, a missile into the city. And it's like, holy shit, they're blowing it up. And little did people know that this would be like one of the biggest moments in Resident Evil history, the destruction of Raccoon City. So not only do you get scares, but you get devastation, you get emotion, you get like, you get into it. And that whole trilogy that spawned from that very first game, it was just, it's just crazy. To this day. I mean, people just don't realize it. And that's what I hate about newer generations that don't give Resident Evil a chance because of the tank controls or of the camera angles. It's like, you're really missing out. Because 17 years ago, when they played when those people played that first game, it was one of those things that it did change video games forever. It really did.
Yeah.
And that's well, we have to be grateful for the shit like that.
People of this generation won't really like. Yeah, they might be able to hear that, but
they're not
information like that will go through one ear and out the other without any thought.
If
about
you're closed-minded, yeah. If you're very closed-minded and not
Oh,
open.
I know some closed-minded people, and let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you might know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are people out there that just they see maybe a 5-minute gameplay of it, and they'll be like, "What a horrible game." Or you tell them about it, they're like, what a horrible game. Gotta play next-gen games, man. Why? Because it's newer. Of course, don't you know?
And mind you, watching a Let's Play or gameplay, it is good to get like an impression on it, but it's not the same as playing it.
Yeah.
You might enjoy playing it more than you do watching it. Who knows? I'm like that with some games. I mean, some games I would really want to see gameplay on some before I play it. Some games I would just like to give it the benefit of the doubt and play it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Resident Evil's supposed to be. Like, playing it just, with the lights off or whatever you want and just playing it. Because those games can still creep you out. I mean, Nemesis still fucking gets me sometimes, That's what I hate. He just walks into frame and the music starts playing. You're like, what the fuck?
Some of those classic RE games do have their moments, but I think what I love the most about them is just the way they're built. Because maybe an outside or like the way they were executed, and the premise as well. Because someone who might love very deep storylines, right? Be like, I'm too good for Resident Evil. It's just a zombie series.
Yeah, there's no story or development.
There's no story or development, the characters or anything. Well, that's what you think, for one, but 2 is just like I don't know what it is, but I love the idea of all 3 games, you know? Like I love the idea of investigating this mansion and like finding out like what happened and you know,
Goes to the city.
yeah, and then like Resident Evil 2 it's the city and oh, you gotta survive the zombie apocalypse and like I love the monsters and just the way like everything Capcom put into the game, like just the way like everything's built, right?
Yeah, and it's just they could have been released at a better time. I mean, that was that '90s boom of like great series.
Yeah.
It just perfect, you know, and it all started from the first one in 1996, you know, and I just that's it.
It's just a shame that like you know this generation is pretty much over and we only got 5, 6 Raccoon City and Revelations if you want to count that and 4 and Code Veronica, but those are just like ports, you know.
Oh yeah.
Talking about like you know actual next gen games. And
Yeah.
it's just, you know, 5, I love 5, don't get me wrong. That goes on my number 5 out of 5, or number 5 in my top 5 because of, you know...
That was your game right there.
Yeah, it got me into Resident Evil, and I have
We talked about that last time, because I
Yeah.
forget who asked the question, but somebody, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, Raccoon City was kind of meh. And,
Yeah.
6,
It was good.
6 was
You know.
good as well, but like 6 was kind of like its own thing. It should have been a spin-off.
Yeah.
Or an animated movie. I would have loved it if 6 was like a 2-hour feature-length movie along the lines of Damnation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like...
Like we never really got any games that were like the originals. That's what I'm trying to say. Not in terms of like, oh, it has to be exactly like the originals, but in terms of like being original and creative and scary and like say me and you are going to write the next Resident Evil game and we sit down and we go, oh, we have like I have this idea for a monster. Oh, I have this idea for a weapon. Oh, I have this idea for a level. And like we just put all this like thought and care into it and like we make all these different sections of like okay, enemies and like you know, I don't think the newer games really have that feeling that I'm trying to describe.
Maybe it's just Capcom not trying. They get too caught up in other series or what people say, and they stop. Like, oh yeah, we brought zombies back. We're listening to our fans. No, you're not. You're not at all. You just keep adding things in games that are left broken, that aren't even fixed, and you can turn yourself around. I don't know if they will, and I really hope they don't depend this whole 17-year, original series on Revelations.
Yeah, the 360 port, and I saw like a 30-minute gameplay sample from that. I'm just gonna say that like the way everything moves, is really weightless. Like Jill has no weight.
Or it seems weightless. I mean, until we
Yeah,
play it.
until I play it, but judging by that video, she looks like she fucking floats around the hallways. It looks very, very strange. But you know what? I'm still gonna get it, and I'm probably going to enjoy
Play
it.
the shit out of it, yeah.
Yeah, play the shit out of it like I do all my Resident Evils, or most of them at least. But
Yeah.
yeah, from what I've seen so far, it looks a little strange, but I'll still give it, of course I'm going to give it its playtime. Yeah, the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
like I just want a new game to be like as special as the older ones, but with like more personal like stories to the characters, and I don't know. Like
I just wanted to come home.
If we don't stop it now, there won't be a home to go back to. We gotta kill Capcom.
I just wanted to come home. Start like crying like Fungo. Fucking love Twin Perfect.
Yeah. You just see us like fucking floating in the laptop.
We're like smiling. We're holding the hand of like Revelations if it's like so good.
Yeah. Or like Resident Evil 7 comes out because Revelations did amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the case is like floating right beside the laptop.
You guys will understand what we're talking about. But anyway, we digress. Yeah, 17 years. It's still going strong, and so March 30th, do yourself a favor, take out your copy of Resident Evil or Resident Evil Director's Cut, even remake. No, not remake. Just the regulars. Nothing against remake.
Yeah.
And just play through it. Just beat it. Just act like you're back in 96 or you're back from your youth when you started playing it. And just remember it. Because, you know, that's the thing about people nowadays. Not just with games. Sometimes we don't really stop and take a second to take it all in. And whether it's little shit, you know, but it's just, it could just really make you feel good, and it could take you back to a time where things weren't so hard. Maybe you're having trouble at school, maybe you're having trouble with a job or a career, but just that, you know, just replaying it can just kind of bring you at peace. It's just like, holy shit, you know, I remember this, you know, and
that might also be extremely painful because you want the good times to come back, but
it could. But hey, the game's right there. You know what I mean? It's always going to be there, and those memories are always going to be there. But I know what you mean. But on the positive note.
On the positive note.
On the positive note.
Yeah,
because me and you are such positive people.
Hey, I'm just being realistic. You got to take a look at both of the spectrums.
Oh, yes. Because we're pessimists, right?
We're pessimists.
Oh, man. California. All right, anyway.
Some girls, man. Some girls.
Some girls. Anyway. Most of them. Okay, so... All right. So, you know, there's something that does need a reboot, Richard.
Oh, what would that be, Anthony?
The Resident Evil films by Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh!
Yeah.
Resident Evil films.
I went there. Okay, so...
Yeah, that definitely needs a reboot.
Retribution was just so fucking fantastic.
Oh my god,
God.
It gave me an orgasm. Just
I mean,
watching all those gunfights.
Barry flipping up his Magnum, catching it, getting shot. Like, what?
The movie is 90% gunfights with stoic expressions.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean...
Zero character development, just like people...
Leon comes in, I was just in the game.
Favorite outfits.
Yeah, like Leon's in there, and he's just like, I'm here because Paul put me here because I was in the game, and it's just like, comes out of nowhere with his fucking hair, and I just laughed at him. I was like,
we already established the fact that I died in the second movie, but here I am.
We didn't know we were gonna make it this far, so shit, we gotta think fast.
Yeah, we didn't know Leon was gonna be such a popular character.
Oh my god, that guy, Paul W.S. Anderson, man.
That guy, man.
That guy.
He
pisses me off. I'm telling you, you know, I reviewed all of them on my channel, and again, like, when I try to review them, I try to put it in like, okay, these obviously aren't like Resident Evil, so look at them as like a separate movie.
Yeah.
And I do. Like, Retribution, I had like somewhat fun watching it, but I was cringing at the times where they try to do the wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like with the Ada.
Oh my god, that was so fucking
with like
bad.
the Ada and like the freaking Alice thing and all that crap. It's like, they try to reenact scenes. I'm just like, no, it's not.
You know,
no.
I'll give the movies this. From movies 1 to 4, I have a very large amount of nostalgia.
Same.
Because 1, 2, and 3 came out when I was younger, and I watched those movies when I was younger, and I had a lot of fun with them. And these movies are for the PG-13 demographic. If you're 13 years old, you're going to love this movie. If you like this kind of stuff. But, man, back then, those movies were really enjoyable. And then the fourth one was also... It kind of came out around the time where, like, before nostalgia... in general would die out. So it,
I agree.
It kind of like snuck in there with 1, 2, and 3, and the first 4 movies are probably like right at this very moment. I can say that, you know, those are better than 5. A lot better than 5. I don't have
Yeah.
much nostalgia for
5
5.
is probably the weakest, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when 5 first came out, I probably said like, oh, 5 is like the second best or something. And it's a really pretty movie, and I had a good time watching it in the theater because it is a very pretty movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they do a great job. Whatever they use for the cameras and
You know, like Paul Anderson has so much potential to make a very good movie. He's just missing amazing characters.
scripts. I mean, we covered our opinions. You did your reviews, I did mine,
Yeah.
and it stands. Like we try to look at them as just like
I mean, you know,
action films.
opinions change over time, so I might have said something in my review that I don't
Same,
mean now,
yeah.
such as like, oh, Retribution is my second favorite. It's not my second favorite right now anymore. You know, it's probably like 3 and then 4 and then 2 and 1 or 3 2 4 1 something like that. I don't 4 as like an action movie was very fun to watch. It didn't make sense, but it was fun. And I say that in the review. A lot of things don't make sense about that film.
Here's the thing.
But it was
My
you know,
order.
It's nostalgic. It's fun.
My order is. I'm gonna give you the lay down right here. Okay, 3,
Yeah.
4,
Mhm.
2,
Mm.
1, and 5.
Yeah. You know, I could probably agree with that order actually.
So, like again, they're not all very good, but we're Resident Evil fans. You have to like look at it separately as a separate story, and not criticize how it's not like the games because that happened a long time ago,
Hey,
back
you
in
know,
2002.
you could criticize the first 2 movies for not being like the games because the first movie it has nothing to do with the games.
Yeah.
And then the
Well, I'm
second
saying,
movie
yeah.
is set in Raccoon City, and the second movie could be like, pretend the second movie comes out, and you're like, well, man, well, the first movie wasn't like the games, but this one's set in Raccoon City, so maybe they might have like, you know, made it more similar. No,
That's how I was watching it in the theater. I was like, is this going to be like 3?
yeah,
Is this
yeah.
going to be like 3?
So
Oh, I saw Jill, and I was like, yeah.
if 1 and 2 aren't like the games, don't complain about the rest. If I have anything to complain about them, it's because they're not good movies in general.
Yeah.
Because like,
That's like the main problem.
say you have a real cinephile, someone who loves movies, and you show them the Resident Evil movies, they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Yeah.
Right? They're meant for really open-minded people, and you know, good action movies, they are pretty decent. You know, being action movies, but they're just that's all they are.
Yeah, that is.
And 1, 2, 3, and 4, you know, I have a lot of nostalgia with. That with the action, yeah, you know, to me, personally, they do have value to them, but as movies, they're bad. So if I review them, I'm going to give them, you know, an opinion that's meant for everybody to listen to. Like, I can't just say that, oh, Afterlife is 5 stars because I saw it when I was 12 or what. I wasn't 12 when it came out, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
got you.
if I review the movie, I have to review it based on its own merits and not my personal bias.
Yeah, it has to be open for like so other people understand, because nobody's going to understand if you just go off and say like how it was so meaningful to you because you saw it in the theater and it was like, yeah, I mean, we explained it. I mean, it's just people cosplaying as Resident Evil characters.
It is.
That's all it is. Besides Alice, the original character, and I understand. Like, honestly, the fact that they made up a new character and they tried to give it its own story, I'll give them credit for that. Granted, it doesn't always work, but
You know, we don't. Okay, answer me this, Anthony.
okay.
What is her last name?
I don't know.
I don't give a shit if this last name is mentioned in the novelizations of the book or the movies. Okay, I don't care.
It's not mentioned in the movies. Like, it can't be. Dude.
I don't care if the last name is mentioned somewhere
Dude,
else
I've never even thought about
other
that.
than the movies. Okay, I don't give a shit. Okay,
I've never even thought about that. Holy sh!
I think they give her a last name in the books. But
who reads the books?
Those are the fucking books, you know. These are the movies, and if she has a last name, I expect them to bring it up. She's not a fucking character. And, you know, I can give them credit for trying to do something with Alice, or...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They tried to take this character and make it their own instead of having Jill or Chris.
But in the end, we don't even know her last name, so that just goes to show you how much development these characters have. Everybody around this woman has a last name.
All you need to know is her first name, because like in every movie, Richard, my name is Alice.
Yeah, at the beginning of every single movie. I should just make a montage. Be like,
my name is Alice.
Alice.
My name is Alice. It's the same audio sample.
Or it's just, it's her saying the same fucking line.
My name is Alice, and if you haven't seen our 5 other movies, dude, I don't know where you've been.
I was actually cringing at the beginning of Retribution when she shows the montage, and it's like, my name is Alice.
Yeah.
The Umbrella Corporation is evil. They did bad stuff. The virus got out. The virus did bad things. Everybody died. It's like,
she gets laser with each opening. It's like I said this 5 times. If you haven't gotten this by now, I'm sorry. You're a piece of shit.
Dude, it's like they even took my friend Jill Valentine and turned her against me. It's like, why?
You didn't even mention her for one whole movie.
Cheesy. She hasn't been in any movie since the second one, and now all of a sudden she just comes back in 5, and it's like...
Didn't even mention her in 3 and 4. Didn't even mention her.
She was in the post-credit scene in 4, but you know what? Screw that. That doesn't...
But Alice, the character that just brings her up in the intro, hasn't mentioned her, and that's the problem. It's like, they don't... The characters don't even give a shit about each other.
The characters never even met each other until, like, the 5th movie, right? Like, she brings her up in the intro and says that she's evil, but she doesn't know that yet.
Well, she does. I guess it's supposed to be taking place like after everything. I think
they even took my friend Jill Valentine and
they took my friend Jill Valentine.
Okay, cut out. Did bad things.
I'm gonna back away from the mic for this because I have this just the biggest question, and I hate when they don't do this.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to Chris and Claire?
Oh, well, you see, Paul Anderson didn't write them in because I guess he just didn't feel like it, or he forgot.
I hate that. Just like in Extinction. I love Extinction. It's my favorite. But they didn't say one fucking thing. It's their teammates, for Christ's sakes.
You know, they said one thing. One thing. And I get the feeling that Paul Anderson was kind of losing the vibe for Chris and Claire, and he had no interest in bringing them back.
He has no interest in shit.
He wrote the script, but he forgot to include them in. So he's like, okay, so I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back to the first paragraph and say, okay, Alice says, what happened to Chris and Claire? And that's all you ever hear from them. That question is never even answered. Alice asks Jill, and Jill just stares at her.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
And by the way, you know, the actress who plays Jill was tolerable in the second. Not tolerable as a character, because that's not Jill. But
yeah, it's not Jill.
Tolerable,
smoking cigarettes and shit.
Yeah,
what yield?
Being very bitchy. It wasn't Jill, but like acting-wise, she was tolerable.
Yeah, I agree.
Now she's not. She's a horrible actor in the 5th one. She did a horrible job.
Most people are.
She's like, what did she say in that movie? She's like, I forget what she says when Alice is in the jail, but like the way she like performs her lines are so like forced and cheesy, and like the dialogue's already bad, but just
the script's just not
there. Her performance was just so like it makes me cringe.
I know, it's like my character's dead. Like, what's the fuck's going on? And the thing is, it's just like, why is Barry there? Barry does nothing at all. The only reason why you put him in there is because, hey, he was in the first game. Let's just throw him in there. The fans will like that. Why is Ada there? You could add any other chick with a new name or any character, and it has to be Ada Wong. Like,
yeah.
the whole reason why Ada is always with Leon is because they met at a certain point in time. You're bringing in Ada, and in this universe, she doesn't know anybody.
Oh.
Capcom did that for a reason.
You know,
they had the two characters link. Chris met Carlos, not Alice, not a new character. They were there for a reason. Like, useless characters. The chainsaw guy, come on, that was so funny. That was so funny.
I love when like the chainsaw guy kills the dude right in front of Leon. Leon doesn't even care. And then
doesn't.
Later on in the movie, Leon's like, "I'm not losing any more friends."
Like you give a shit. Like,
and then with the whole Ada thing, whenever Ada when Ada walks up to Alice and they do they copy the whole knife scene from Resident Evil 4. And Alice is like, Ada Wong, top secret agent working for Umbrella and Wesker. I know exactly who and what you are. No, you don't.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. It's like,
how?
Who the hell fed
this?
you this? Yeah, it's like that's just like if everybody else just knew what like Alice was about.
Alice
like,
is a psychic, dude. I'm telling you. Oh, she is a telekinesis.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
But they didn't. But they never really touched on that. Did they?
The whole mind control powers?
Did they do that again? I don't remember.
Yeah, they kind of did in the second one because they brought her back to the labs after the helicopter crash.
Well, no. Like, I get that, and I know, like, in the flamethrower, I'm saying, like, after that, did they ever work with that again? Like, did she ever pull some crazy shit like the flamethrower with the crows?
No, because in the fourth one, they took her powers away with the needle. And then, like, at the very end of the fifth one, they just give it back to her.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So this character's pretty useless without the powers. Let's give it back to this bitch.
Oh, my
The
God.
funniest part, and I love Afterlife, like, as its own movie. I have so much nostalgia with that.
To you love it. But, like, as
to
a
me,
movie
I love
on its
it.
own, it's pretty
Yeah.
shitty.
Yeah, it is pretty shit. But what I'm saying is, like, I laughed with the slow-mo scene. You just see Wesker in midair. You can't tell me that wasn't funny. How can you watch that and not laugh? Even if you're a fan, if you're a fan or not, how do you watch that and not laugh? Like, that is funny. It's always funny. And another thing in Afterlife that kind of made me mad was like the way they thought they killed Wesker. Chris and Claire are doing like the gangster shooting.
Yeah, they're just
like
shooting him down.
I'm gonna shoot you here, 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 here.
I hated it
like,
when Wesker had the parasite. I'm like, you don't give Wesker a parasite.
Wesker doesn't have it's supposed to be Ouroboros, but they just have random parasites in there because they're saying that it's evolving.
Right.
That's their excuse. We're too lazy to write. We can write these new shitty characters. We're too lazy to write something that can go off.
They're not even characters. They're just vessels. Stoic characters. Stoic people that don't contribute much.
You put them in one movie, you take them out the other. You don't explain what happened to them. What the fuck?
What happened to Angela from the second movie?
What? Yeah, what the fuck happened?
What happened?
Yeah, that is true. What the fuck? What is going on?
Oh my god.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, dude. I mean,
what if
in the fourth one, Wesker, like, he holds his gun up to Alice. He's like, I'm what you used to be, but even better. It's like, does that mean you have telekinesis? You never use it.
I like the way he talks, like, I'm what you... like, it's just like... It's just... It seems forced. I mean, I guess you're acting.
Forced.
I mean...
Oh my god. He, like... So does Alice have the parasite because she has the powers as well? Or like, I go, like, over this stuff in my review. Like, I just say how, like, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense and how, like, since it's 3D, the actors have to hit each other in real life when they're actually, like, doing the scene. Because if they're not, like, actually touching each other, it's going to look fake and noticeable. Because it's a 3D movie and the depth perception and all that. So, like, if you notice that in every fist fight in that movie, the editor decided to fucking speed it up every time someone, like, punches or kicks someone, and then all of a sudden slow it down again. It's very odd. It's just kind of
They
like
love the
little
slow
punch.
mo. They love the slow mo
They
and the
do.
fucking.
She's like, she jumps on the rope. It's like slow mo, slow mo. She's falling down, slow mo, and then it's like normal, and then slow mo again as she swings.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like that is so unnecessary. I mean, I guess you really want to show off, and yes, the movies look fucking gorgeous. Oh my god, they look great.
It's a very beautiful movie.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can deny that the cinematography in those movies were fucking amazing. Those were so good. I mean, I'm dead serious. I mean, those are great. But yeah, what happened to Angela? Like, I'm gonna laugh so hard because they said the sixth one might be the last one.
I was
like for Anderson, and if they close this series and they never do anything with Angela, that's gonna be so funny.
Didn't they say that like they might make a sixth and seventh depending on their successes, but
maybe, but I mean,
like
I
they
don't
might
know.
continue the same series but without Alice.
Oh my god!
I know.
Why though?
I
The
know.
world is going to shit. How can you make another movie? But
I
just
love how like in the third one the whole world's a desert, and then in 4 and 5 it's not a desert anymore.
yeah,
It's like
who put the shit back?
at the end of the 5th movie, Wesker decides to be a good guy now, and they're standing on the White House, and he's like, "This is humanity's last stand."
Wasn't
fight for-
Extinction their last stand?
Yeah, well, it's called Extinction.
We thought it was the Extinction, but then you got the Afterlife, Richard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's okay now because of the title. No, because like I've never seen a movie series that seriously like never did anything with a character that just disappeared.
Yo,
Like these...
I recently had a movie marathon. It was probably like 6 or 7 months ago now, so not that recent. But I just watched all the Resident Evil movies in one day. Oh no, it was September because it was like before
Oh,
that same weekend.
I didn't even do that.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch all 4 again and then watch the 5th one because they are fun movies to watch and not to take seriously. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck did they do with Angela? So I looked it up, and apparently they explain it in the novel that was written after the movie came out.
But not
But not
everybody.
the actual movie. So, like, they say that Umbrella found her and shot her in the head and took Jill. But
That's very blunt. Just putting it. They shot her in the head.
they
took
did.
Jill.
That's what they put. So, you know, but this is the novel, and I'm not going to go by that. I'm going to go by what the actual movies show me.
Yeah, because you can't expect everybody watching it to read the fucking books. You shouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, that's just like if like they did it with a video game, but you had to go online and read an article to see what happened to a certain character, or read like some review that somebody typed up from an outside. Well, I know it's not the novels are an outside source, but just something that should be explained in front of you. It's like when Capcom, for example, if Capcom forgot to put the uncut opening, you shouldn't have to go online watch it with a 56K modem back in the day. No, it should be on the disc, conveniently watched and explained. No,
You
they
know,
just didn't do
they're
that.
probably never, like, ever going to bring back Kmart. And
Why?
here's the thing.
Nothing happened to her.
I think she's dead because
Oh, of course.
she's
That's
she's on the ship at the end of the 4th movie, right? And then the 5th movie opens up with Umbrella attacking the ship, and all of these people, that's a lot of fucking people for the human race being extinct, but they're just getting blown away, and I'm assuming they capsized the tanker, and everything just sunk, and they got Alice, and they put her in the fucking jail cell or whatever. No mention of Chris or Claire, and I'm assuming Kmart died in the explosions because everybody was dying.
what was the point of bringing her back?
I don't know. I mean, everybody... The ship went down. And the only reason they took Alice was because she has the...
Yeah,
Because she's
they need
Alice
her.
and she happens to be the main character. I don't know. But everybody died, right? So...
Well,
if
you
Chris
think
and
they
Claire-
died, Richard.
Dude, if Chris
You
and
think
Claire
they
aren't
died.
in the next movie, you know why. It's because they're dead and the movie didn't bother explaining it to you. You have to figure it out for yourself. And, you know, I have no problem with figuring out shit by myself as long as I'm
But shit
given...
like that...
But that's just so obscure. You know,
You're killing off icons in the series, Chris
without
and fucking Claire.
giving them proper deaths, or like making it obvious that they're dead.
Oh my god.
Kmart, seriously, she was in the 4th movie for like 10 minutes. Why'd you bring
the
her
very
back?
end. Yeah, and then if you possibly killed her off in this one, what the fuck's the point anyway?
I loved her reason for being named Kmart. It's like they found me in a Kmart, so they called me that. And
Yeah,
then
they're like,
it's like,
why
what?
Kmart? It's like, that's where they found me. Oh.
It's like they found me in a dumpster, so my name is Dumpster.
Like, just say, yeah, hey, like, what's your name? Like, you know what I mean? She probably has a real name. I don't fucking know.
It was time for a fresh change. I'm gonna be named after a store.
A good nickname would be named after a store. That's just great. I mean, she was only 14, I think, in Extinction. So, I guess she's the younger, but what is the point of bringing her back?
No.
I mean, at least when they brought back Jill, they made her fight and was involved, but
the only reason
no.
she was brought back is like
just something to do.
It's
he
like,
was just bored.
It's like she was in the game and she was evil in the game. I bet that Paul Anderson didn't even know why she was evil in the game. To be honest,
I remember he was like, I watched somebody play the 5th game all the way through, and I loved it. Like, oh,
really?
you can't. Yeah, I heard him say that in an interview. It's like, I want someone to interview him one day and just ask him these questions. Hey, what happened to Angela? He'll probably be like, I don't know.
That's up to you to decide.
That's up for you to decide. Oh, really? It wasn't set up that way, asshole. We thought we were gonna see her again.
Wasn't she like a somewhat important character in the 2nd movie?
Yeah, and plus, like, when Alice explains, I think, like, when they disappeared, like, we got split up from her, she just said we got split up from Jill. She didn't even say Angela. Like, even the main fucking character is forgetting. It's just lazy writing.
I love how Claire, like, everybody's extinct, right? Well, the 3rd movie kind of makes you think that everybody's basically dead. And then in the 4th movie, what are the random-ass chances that in this one complex in L.A. that your brother is going to be in one of the jail cells? The world's gone to shit. You've been around the world.
Anything could have happened to him. A fucking mechanic.
And then you've been around the world, you go to this one random prison or whatever, and there's your brother.
Why the fuck is he a mechanic?
I don't know. I have no idea. He does wear the mechanic garb. Oh, but he had the knife on his shoulder.
Oh!
It's like the game.
Oh, shit.
And he had the holster.
Oh,
you know,
there we go.
Bringing up your favorite characters of this movie, like, it's hard to call them characters, but, you know, it's...
Costume.
Yeah.
Cosplay.
I mean, hey, I thought Chris was pretty cool in Afterlife, for what all the characters are in these kinds of movies. I mean, that's not saying a lot, but...
no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. Chris was, you know, he was cool.
Yeah.
For what he kind of did.
The guy who played him played in Prison Break.
Yeah, I went with Miller. I never watched Prison Break,
yeah.
but...
a person I used to know did the whole thing, and she said that it was good, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I was like, well, it's Chris, so he better do a good job, and he didn't. I mean, for the...
Like, he wasn't really Chris Redfield. That's
what I was about to say. For the semi-Chris.
He was very serious and, like, kind of Batman-like.
Yeah, he always looked like he was pissed off.
It's like Claire, I'm Chris Redfield. Don't you remember me? Claire.
Let me out of here!
Brother. It's like, there are weapons in the other room underwater. Yeah. We gotta swim.
We have to do it now.
It's an armory. Let's get to the And then the one English chick, like the cook or whatever, she's just there to die. It's like, I used to be a very good swimmer in high school. And then she gets eaten by one of the parents.
Fucked up.
It's like, why were you there?
Why even write that line in? I was a good swimmer. Just kill her off and get on with your boring script. Like, you obviously don't know what to write. Like, they could have did the same thing with, like, I mean, again, like you said, because she's Jill and they didn't want to abandon her character. But you could tell he was just bored.
Yeah.
Because, like, I doubt he, like, had a plan to bring back Jill. No, he was bored. He went back, said, hey, I never did anything with Jill, any further.
Jill was going to be in the third movie. However, she was too busy doing Aragon or whatever, so she was never written in. But they never explained it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're gonna take out a key character, and she is a key character, explain it.
I wonder if Paul actually wrote her in as Claire, and then when he found out that he couldn't get her, he changed Jill to Claire Redfield.
That's a good point.
I wonder if that actually... I don't know. You never know. But
you never know.
I can tell you, man. I mean, he walks by the TV screen and he says, "That looks cool. I'm gonna put it."
Walks away.
I can guarantee you, man. In the next movie, you will see the Ustanok. You will see him.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's another thing. Where the fuck did the Executioner come from? The Usanok's just gonna come out of like a store this time. He's just gonna be walking.
Why don't the zombies?
He's gonna come in the White House.
Why don't the zombies attack the Executioner? Why is he like? What's wrong with him? Like why is he invincible when you shoot him 5 times in the head with a handgun? Where did he get the axe? It's just like I'm gonna make an axe. Drag it around.
I'm just chilling. He's just like walking around in the city, just chilling. Like, hey, there's some people here. Let me bang on this gate for like 50 fucking minutes, just like banging and banging with this huge unrealistic axe that I just grabbed from like it's a fucking like battle axe. Like where the fuck do you get something like that from? Same goes for RE5. I mean, like in the game, like where does one get that?
In RE5, he was a mini boss in a video game, so I guess you can suspend your feeling of disbelief. But if I was writing Resident Evil 5, like the movie, I probably wouldn't put the Executioner in there for those reasons.
Because he does nothing for the story.
He does nothing for the story, and he just... The way he is wouldn't really be good in like an actual movie, I think, because he's just a guy with an unrealistic axe, and he looks cool, but he's just supposed to be a mini-boss, you know?
The 5th one didn't have any big guy in there.
Mm-hmm.
It just had the soldiers, and it had, like, the people shoot, all the action scenes. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, like, if I was going to make a movie of Resident Evil 5, fucking put Irving in there, because I can accept, like, actual Resident Evil, like, monsters that would be in a movie, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say.
That can kind of relate to the story, because the X-Users are just like, oh, he was in 5, the latest game at the time.
Yeah.
Let's just put him in there, I mean,
he's not supposed to be in a movie,
Yeah, and especially walking around in the fucking city, just chilling.
Yeah.
Like, I'll admit, though, that axe-throwing scene in 3D was pretty badass.
Yeah, it was. That was a cool scene, actually. Like,
I thought that was very effective. I don't give a shit. Like, I seriously felt that come towards me. Like I felt, when you feel like something's near you.
Yeah.
I felt that. Yeah.
The music in that scene was actually pretty badass as well.
I got the soundtrack.
I think all those movies have a good soundtrack.
The guy who did that, I forget his name. He did the Stranger soundtrack, which I'm a fan of too.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Stranger soundtrack, and big fan of his work. I hope he continues doing it, because it's got that
it's kind of like rock and techno at the same time.
Yeah, for those movies, it works great.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they don't toss him away for the 6th one, because whoever does that. But yeah, I like the Cutting is one of my favorite songs on that soundtrack. It was played in the beginning with the clones. That song, like do 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 do, like the guitar, really cool shit right there. I like the soundtracks, yeah. But yeah, those characters and those enemies. I mean, it's just gonna continue in the 6th one. I mean, I don't know. They're gonna start filming the 6th one soon, sometime this year, because they always film it. They'll probably have it out by September of 2014.
Yeah.
Or unless they rush it and get it out, if they want to get it over with. You might see it this September. You never know. They do it every 2 years.
At this point, I'd rather see it this September, because...
You just want it to get rebooted
already. And these movies don't even have enough thought to take 2 years to make.
To drag on any longer, yeah.
I mean, Extinction, by itself was kind of done a bit more professionally than the other ones. Because it was done by another guy. It was done by the same guy who did Highlander, I think.
Yeah.
But just I don't. Extinction looks very. The cinematography is very professional, and the tone is very dark as well, and the characters are kind of more like they're not. They're not more developed, but they kind of are fleshed out in the way in a way that kind of contributes to the atmosphere. And
Yeah.
it's all in all, it's a solid action zombie movie, and there aren't many like cheesy aspects to laugh at. Not saying that the movie isn't cheesy, because you could probably find one or two moments in there, but um, the other movies are just a lot more like you feel like you're laughing at the other movies, whereas Extinction, you kind of just have fun with it for what it is.
I agree. I mean, it's funny because they do take a while to make. I remember, I think it was winter of 2010. They were recording their, or no, it was like 2011, I think, sometime. I don't know. They were doing, Retribution, and it just takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2002, 2004, 2007, 2010. That took a little bit extra time, I guess. 2012, of course, and now 2014. So it's going to be a little while until we get a reboot. It's kind of funny how this kind of came in the middle of the game series, and the game series might be getting rebooted before the movie series. It's kind of funny that how they both kind of link in together.
Before you know it, the reboot of the game series is going to come out, and then the next installment in the movie series is going to take elements from the reboot of the game.
Oh my god, it's going to be too late. We missed our window. Sorry. Oh no, the reboot has Alice.
Shit. What would you do?
Shit.
What would you do if they had Mila Jovovich?
I'd modeled voice actor.
Yep.
I'd give up. I'd give up. It's not Resident Evil.
It's not DC Douglas anymore. It's the other guy in Afterlife.
Oh my god.
Hello, Alice.
Here we go. Let's hope not. Let me knock on wood for that one, because I'm not gonna. Also, do you think the future title should be named after numbers or something new like Bio, Resident Evil? No.
Numbers.
Numbers. Because that's what separates the spin-offs from the sequels, and future generations are gonna be fucking confused. Because you see Resident Evil 6, and then you see Resident Evil Revelations, right? And then you see Resident Evil, The Infection or some weird shit like that. It's like, wait, what's the sequel? Revelations, that because if you have let's say if the series ends, that the numbers are specifically titled. You know what I mean? Those are the links together. So
plus, it's a lot more professional with the numbers.
Very.
And it's less cheesy as well.
Plus, I hate like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
I hate that so fucking much.
That pisses me off. Just call it Assassin's Creed 4.
When they were I found this out through someone at school, and they're like, yeah, they announced the next Assassin's Creed game. I'm like, oh, what's it called? Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I'm like, what? Just call it 4.
What a jerk. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a good game. I still got to beat the third one, but what the fuck? All right, anyway. He has another question. Do you think Capcom fucked up the series entirely? It's obvious the newer Biohazard Resident Evil titles are missing out on the horror factor. There are no puzzle solving or whatsoever. I don't think, again,
they didn't.
Are they going
to go on?
I mean, are they going to be completely fucked if they keep making games like 6, where it's kind of lazy?
Yeah.
Yes. If they do what we said, no. They can still. There is a saving factor in here. There is grace for them. Do they need to really bring back the horror and some puzzle solving? Sure. If you're going to reinvent yourselves, you could do it in a sequel. You don't have to do it in a complete reboot, and why not?
Yeah,
so
they didn't entirely fuck up the series, because I consider 4 and 5 to be really amazing.
Yeah. I believe Hitomi Love doesn't.
But
like 5 at all,
Oh,
from what
well,
I understand.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so like
um,
he kind of has a different like mindset, but he's asking us, and I mean,
yeah. Well,
we kind of gave our shit.
my opinion is that I love 5, and I think
Same.
6 was just, if we're only counting main games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not the spin-offs or the interquels or whatever,
The weird things.
yeah, 6 is basically just one bad egg. And the thing about 5, though, is that, like, I love it for my own reasons, but again, I go back to the fact that Capcom got their feedback from it, and they should have listened to people saying it was too action-packed, but, they didn't. So,
Yeah. So there you go. And he has another comment. Continuation from question 2. I mean, some fans out there would say it's time for a change, evolution. I disagree on the matter. The series is all about being in a fucked up situation. You are alone and you have to fight through zombies, BOWs, to find your way out. I would like to hear your take, and we already did, and you and Richard on this matter. We just did. So I should have read that before, but sorry, I didn't realize that you kind of continued it there.
well, like, I'm just gonna add that, like, games should evolve, but they should evolve in the right way.
Exactly.
Right? So if you want your game to be isolated and scary and all that, do it the right way. It's like, for some reason, when people say, well, Resident Evil was supposed, like, you needed to change, right? Don't make it an action game. Change it into an even better survival horror game.
Exactly. Don't change it altogether because of COD sales and bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Question number 3 by Atomi Love. He says, "Would you like to see Nemesis again? I mean, Capcom did try something similar before, similar in Biohazard and Resident Evil 6. What's your opinion on Ustanok in 6? Like or dislike?" So I guess the first question: would we like to see Nemesis again? No, because I think it'll be too tacked on, and just let it be history, and let him live on in that amazing trilogy on the PlayStation. What's our opinion on Ustanok in 6? Again, like, where did he come from? Why is he made? And honestly,
I think Ustanok...
Did I get that Nemesis feeling? No. I don't like him. Dislike, I'd have to say.
Well, for the Nemesis thing, I actually wouldn't mind seeing him return if he's done right. And
that'd be hard to do.
It would be hard to do, but I always imagine the fact that since he has been portrayed as kind of a Terminator-like figure where he kind of is a robot / BOW.
That is true.
Maybe all of the data that... maybe he, like, everything that he's seen, right? Imagine this scenario. Everything that he's seen and done has been stored into some kind of memory. And maybe that memory that he has was streamed into some kind of Umbrella computer and God knows where. So if Umbrella wants to bring him back, they could recreate his body but implant the memory again, and kind of like through the means of streaming and transferring and that. But like you said, if you don't want to do that, then yeah, he is dead and he should stay gone. But at the same time, if your game is like good enough and scary enough, and you can find a way to...
It's really missing that, like, that little kick.
Yeah.
Then sure.
It doesn't have to, like... Or you, like, if you can do it without it being tacked on, then do it. And, they could...
Don't give him a Gatling gun.
Don't give him a Gatling gun, no. And Ustanok, he was kind of cool, I guess, but like Anthony said, why... He was only there to... for the sake of being a Nemesis-like figure, because Capcom was like, well, Nemesis was scary, so let's add in Ustanok, and then fans will be like, hey, it's a guy that's like Nemesis, but not... It's ghetto Nemesis,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, but, so, I'm guessing you don't like him very much.
I think he's cool. I don't dislike him. I like him as a cool monster, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't really, like, care much for him.
All right. So thanks, Satomi. All right, now you're still going on, though. You got a fourth question. You get 5 in total. So he says, there are many mysteries that have not yet... wait, he kind of like... Okay, there are many mysteries have yet... okay, my bad. I fucked that up. Mysteries have yet shown to the fans of the series, such as whereabouts of Rebecca Chambers, Billy, Barry, Hunk, after Raccoon City was obliterated at the end of Biohazard Resident Evil 3. Also, Claire, after Code Veronica. Do you guys really believe Wesker is gone for good? There are more I would like to ask, but you haven't finished Revelations. I can't really say much about that at this point. So, but the only question that's really here is, like, do you believe that Wesker's gone? They can do anything. For not having repetition, I think he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But we really don't know. They could do anything.
I think he's actually dead because Capcom said he was dead.
Yeah, well, Capcom says a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, I don't believe that shit. Like, you know, I wouldn't believe that shit if I heard some of the other things they said. But again, it's still,
like
it's a mixed bag.
It would be cool to see him come back, kind of like how the Nemesis thing, you know. He is dead, he should stay dead, but if they can bring him back without it being tacked on, or...
Very true.
Then go for it.
Go for it. Alright, last question he has. Biohazard 3 Last Escape / Resident Evil 3 Nemesis being my second favorite game in the series, next to Biohazard Resident Evil Remake being my favorite of all time. What is your opinion on the live selection featured in Biohazard Resident Evil 3? The live selection?
I don't know what that is.
The live selection. He has it in quotes. Are you talking about, like, the little things you unlock? Like the pictures you unlock? Where it had, like, little stories, like where Jill finds Chris's knife in his apartment.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, look it up real quick, because I have the questions up here.
Resident Evil 3 live selection mode.
Because I really want to answer your question. I don't want to be like the dumbest and like, oh, I don't know.
Live selection mode. Okay.
Live selection
is a feature exclusive to Resident Evil Nemesis that is more commonly found in other genres of video games in which the player must select an action within a cutscene. Oh, that!
Oh, why did we?
Oh my god!
We had the biggest like.
Yeah.
When you hear it, you're like, why didn't I get that the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, so the the selection.
Yeah, choose your own path, like during the cutscenes, right?
I thought it was
like,
fucking
where you
great.
could increase the electricity output or run away.
I thought it was great because it gave you different endings. It was suspenseful, and you're like, oh shit, what should I do? You only have like 20 seconds, you know, not even.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, I can't believe we've missed out like what he was saying. Sorry, Tomy, about that. I apologize.
I didn't know it was called that. I thought it was just choices.
I can't believe I thought it was the picture fucking thing. What the hell? I was just trying to think. I mean, I don't know. I loved it. It was great. The tension was there. I loved how it changed the ending depending on what you chose and like your gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's cool because you could play it again. Pick the other one, see what happened. I mean, it adds to the replay value. I loved it. He said, personally, I enjoyed it. You could play the game for the second time, just like I said, and see new scenes, possibly see new situations occurring depending on what you pick. Also, the first impression when you saw the scene where Jill arrived at the RPD station in Resident Evil 3 and Biohazard, Last Escape. That was crazy. When I first saw that, I was like, holy shit, this guy, Nemesis, is fuck.
You don't fuck with this guy.
Like, I gotta fight him.
Yeah. That whole cutscene.
Like, he's going to be chasing me. Like, that is... It is. They set that up so perfectly where, like, you feared his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, loved it.
It's just kind of like... It shows, like, the perfect example of don't fuck with me.
Yeah, that's like... He doesn't the only thing he has to say is stars. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And Jill is shitting her fucking skirt. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Next question.
Live selection.
Yeah, so that was 5 questions from Matomi Love. I love them. What?
I didn't answer the live selection one.
Oh, you
No.
didn't? Oh,
Yeah,
my
it was
bad.
cool. I don't really care for live selection in video games, but yeah, it was cool.
It worked for that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was Hitomilo's 5 questions. So I love them, very detailed and explained nicely. So thank you for that. You're always a fan. You're always coming back. Always watching my Let's Play. So thank you. The next guy, Legacy and Legend, he says, "Hey Ant, I have 2 questions. Number 1, do you have any idea when we might see another Let's Play? I know you said a long time, but maybe 2 to 6 months." Okay, and then he goes to the second question. So these look like more directed towards me. Okay. So now you're going to talk about Let's Plays. So, it's been in my head every single day, honestly. And I know it sounds like what the... He's thinking about a video game every single day or a Let's Play. Oh, well, no. It's a hobby. It's what I do. And, I'm sorry if I get a lot... I go off, Richard, because I might go off for a little bit on this one because it's important. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure Legacy isn't the only one who wants to know why this is happening or why I'm really doing this. As you guys saw by now, the update video on The Honest Truth, and I explained that YouTube is a good reason why I'm not doing Let's Plays right now. It's a good reason why I think like I have to stop and do other things so people can really kind of enjoy it. So it's kind of a half and half type thing. Half of it's YouTube's fault. The other half, it just seems like I'm dealing with a lot of people who don't really care. And it's more of a personal thing too, because again, it's like that. And I loved Resident Evil 0 and I loved the sessions. They were very stressful though, because definitely towards the ending of that, because of just the whole YouTube thing and stuff I was going through. It was hard for me to really edit and get it out there. And when I put it out there and I didn't see that it did very well, I was like, wow, I think I need a break. It's time to stop, to try to rethink myself and maybe go in different directions. And it was very unmotivating. And I know taking a break won't help that, but if I take a break and do different things and people will stick around, that's good too. I mean, it's very, I try to not bring my negative energy on the channel. Whatever I'm going through at the time, I tried to keep it positive and do it and try to forget, because it's cathartic for many people. Music, filmmaking and editing and video making of any sorts is very cathartic for me and other people, so it feels good. So I mean, taking that away is kind of a big thing, because I don't feel like it's necessary right now. I don't feel like people really care for Let's Plays right now. Why? I don't know. That's on you guys, you know what I mean? I'm not making you guys feel guilty, but blame the people who just don't care, you know what I mean? But all of you who are asking questions and are listening this long into the podcast, thank you, because you are the people that can continue to keep me motivated to do videos, no matter what I'm dealing with myself. I always have that in my head. So when will you see a Let's Play? May. Maybe May.
Mm-hmm.
It could be June. It could be July. I don't know. I don't know if...
It's really hard to give a definite answer on this, because
exactly.
it all depends, when you're motivated, right?
It depends when I'm motivated and when I sort myself right now. I'm not in a very good position right now, personally. I'm not very happy about it, and there's a lot of things that I have to deal with. I'd rather stick to small bits of videos than long sessions that will, you know what I mean, that I can't really pull off. So, it's a personal thing, and it's also a YouTube thing. But thanks for your concern, and I'm sure other people were trying to ask that too, but they were kind of afraid to ask me. But that's it. I mean, I got a lot to sort out with myself in the next few months, and who knows when it will be done and when I will be motivated. But I'm not giving up, and I'm not leaving, but just stay tuned for filler videos, and when the time's right, you'll see something. He has a second question. Also, number 2 is for you both. Okay, so it's for me and you. What do you guys think about a spin-off Resident Evil game where you play as either Mr. X or Nemesis, and you go around Raccoon City killing civilians until you get to the end, where if you're Mr. X, you kill Leon and Claire, and if you're Nemesis, you kill Jill and Brad. Then Mr. X and Nemesis meet up and fight to the death. I don't think that'd be very good. That's too cheese. That's not Resident Evil, you know.
I don't like the idea. I mean,
interesting concept. Maybe a cool comic. Maybe if they make comics.
I don't like the idea of the whole thing, but I would rather play as Nemesis, I guess.
Yeah, if you had to pick,
I don't like
Nemesis.
Mr. X that much.
And I don't like killing the main characters. But.
Yeah, not bleh. I don't like that either. But being Nemesis would be pretty cool because, like, you can probably analyze like evidence that would lead you to stars and kind of like figure out
that'd be
like everything, and use a rocket launcher. It could take place from the first person view. It could be. I don't know. I don't.
As a full-fledged game, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not too fond on the topic, or that idea, but like you said, it is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Legacy, and thanks for sticking around on my channel. The next guy said, "And Richard." And then he put his comment. It's Badz, B-A-D-T-Z, Badz Maru, M-A-R-U. So, sorry. Do you guys think they should remake Resident Evil 2? Yes.
Yep.
We covered that in our last podcast, but holy shit, I don't know if that's on the table, but if you want to kind of reinvent yourself before putting out a 7th one, please do it.
Do that, yeah.
Please do it. Yes, we are all on the train for that.
It'd be cool to like remake your own like just previous games, make them scarier than they were, and that would definitely be a good way to reinvent Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks for your question. The next one's by Spartacus. He has 2 questions. This one, I guess, is directed towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you always sound so damn depressed? Lol. Wow. I don't know, Richard. Do I always sound depressed?
It's not. The question is directed towards you. I think you should answer.
Yeah. Well, I'm just asking somebody who hears me a lot.
Do I have to answer it?
Sure.
What am I answering?
Do I sound depressed, Richard? Why do I always sound depressed? Do I sound depressed in some videos?
Maybe you just sound tired.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe in some parts you do sound like your tone is a little out of it, but
it's not intentional. I'm gonna say right now. Let me answer this, I guess. I don't like to talk about depression because it's very hard. It's a hard topic for me to talk about. And it's something I don't really want to bring to the channel, and I try not to. Please, I know, like, if that comes off, and now I don't always sound depressed. Like, if you go back a few months ago, I don't always sound depressed, but with the Resident Evil 0, there was parts where it was a really bad day, and as the parts gradually went on, I felt a little bit more relieved, but I never want to bring that negative approach to the videos, because I'm not trying to be like, okay, let's go. That's not what I want. So I'm sorry if you notice that, because that kind of brings attention that other people might notice it, but that's not what I want. I want people to enjoy it, and you know, it's because whatever I'm going through, it kind of affects me on that level, where I'm trying my best to get out of it, and the only way is to release it through recordings, and I have to beat myself up a bit to record, and I had to get that done, and So I try to record when I'm feeling motivated. Sometimes I feel motivated and it just comes out that way. Maybe sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes it is because I'm just feeling shitty. And there's nothing I can do because that's sometimes just how I talk. It's just how I feel. I can't be like, hey guys, let's do a let's play. Like, even though I have all this shit on my mind, but I really want to record, so I can't really. It's like a double-edged sword because I can't. I want to record so I can try to forget whatever I'm thinking of at the time. You know, I want to get out of that funk for a little bit, and it probably shows throughout the recording process. But
does it ever, like, is your voice sometimes like that just on its own without you realizing it? But you don't, like, actually feel depressed. Maybe sometimes
I just have a very low-tone voice. But sometimes, like, if I'm feeling kind of crappy, it happens accidentally. Like, I try to kind of be more kind of uplifting, but it doesn't always work. But that's why I try to just act myself, because I'm going to just be I'm not going to be saying the right thing. So, like, I'm doing it because I like everybody who, you know, did watch my Let's Plays. I mean, 2012 and now 13, they haven't been very easy years for me personally. So, like, depressed, I don't know, you know, I don't want to go that far into it, but I don't always try to sound depressed. It's just, it's been very hard, and, you know, and that's something I won't go all the way into, because, you know, it's just, you know, if anybody listens to this that actually knows about it, then you know what happens. You know, it's just one of those things. It happens, and it's really hard to separate yourself and record and sound happy all the time, because sometimes you don't. Not every day the sun is shining, and sometimes the sun isn't shining for months, maybe a year, and that's my situation. So it's not, you know, it's just something I don't always like talking about, but, you know, at least you notice and I'm answering. You know, it's hard. So hopefully if I better myself before this next LP, which I was just explaining on Legacy's question, that's another reason why I'm taking a break, is because I have to deal with my own shit. I have to get myself together. And if I do get myself together, because nothing is really promised, I just have to make my own decisions. So that's, you know, don't want to get all, you know, personal or deep on everybody, but I mean, that's just the truth. It's hard, it's devastating, and it's fucking annoying, and it's mind-boggling, and it's grilling on the body and the mind, and I hate it.
Extremely negative.
Yeah, it's very fucked up, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do. Even if you try to record parts or record something or make a video or something to escape. You know, if you're feeling bad, you're going to write a dark script, maybe. You're going to write a sad script. When you're doing it, I tried my best to not make myself sound like that, no matter what's on my mind. But there's the answer. I mean, I don't try to. It happens. I'm sorry. So thanks for asking. Next question.
I think everybody will be very pleased to watch your reviews and your filler videos. And I think,
exactly.
Personally, I think everybody's going to love them. And they're great projects, and they definitely, they definitely keep you busy, and they're. I think, in my opinion, those filler videos, when you make them, they're a lot more like satisfying, and you're a lot more proud of them than just another Let's Play part.
Yeah, because Richard has heard like my reaction to the response. And that's true.
I think you should totally do the next Let's Play whenever you're ready. You know, it doesn't have to be May. It doesn't,
exactly.
It can take, maybe your next Let's Play will be in another 3 years. No one knows, right? But if someone is a real fan of your channel and a real fan of you, they will stick by you no matter what, regardless if you make Let's Plays or not. And I know you kind of built your channel like centered around Let's Plays, but it all depends on your mood, like you
can always break new ground.
Yeah, like maybe like as long as you keep your channel busy with videos like the reviews and stuff, I think people keep coming back, and everybody here can understand and relate to what you say. I know I can.
Exactly.
And we're not going anywhere. So,
We're not.
you know,
That's what matters.
yeah, I think.
Now is now, and we have to just
Mhm.
try to keep going towards the future. But yeah, so his next. So thanks for that question, though. Don't feel like we were trying to, you know what I mean. That was good. I'm sure people wanted to know. Next one, most anticipated games of 2013 and thoughts on the new consoles that are coming out. Well, good question. 2013. I already played Gears Judgment. That's not even out. Tomb Raider was great. I'm looking forward to Hello Kitty's Roller Rescue. No, I'm kidding. I'm looking forward to what the hell? What the hell's coming out? I have to think.
Um,
Oh, Army of Two, maybe.
really?
Well, I'm gonna burn it anyway.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Revelations.
Uh-huh.
Like, even though I know it's not new, but it is new to us because we haven't got a chance to play it.
We played it,
Fucking
we just
3D.
never beat it.
Yeah, we touched on it
Yeah.
on the 3DS, but the new Splinter Cell looks pretty good.
Blacklist?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, I didn't see much from that.
And then after that, it's all because this year's kind of dead now because the new shit's coming out. Assassin's Creed 4, obviously. And as that's it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like Tomb Raider, Gears of War, Army of Two, and maybe other games that we're not fans of.
You know, I think all my anticipated games came out.
Yeah, Tomb Raider is great. Dead Space 3 came out.
Yeah. Wait, there was okay, there's Dead Space 3, which
Metal Gear,
yeah, Metal Gear. There's Dead Space 3, which I was really excited to play.
loved. So we still play it.
We still play it, yeah. We always go on co-op. Great fucking game, by the way.
Great.
Metal Gear Rising. I am a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, and I loved Rising. Some of the boss fights were a little cheap, though. But amazing,
I remember that night.
amazing game, and I haven't played it enough. I still it's on my list to get back to. Tomb Raider. That I got that on Monday, and that was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Probably my game of the year so far.
I'd probably have to agree.
Yeah, I love Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so I mean, they basically already came out. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, to answer that, I mean, unfortunately, they came out so early. But I mean, that's kind of good. They came out early because we got to play
Yeah,
'em,
of
so,
course. There's also Revelations and
Yeah.
maybe the
And
Last of Us, because that looks really good as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that in the new Game Informer. Yes, that's gonna make me crack open that PS3.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
Because I only have one game. No,
Love Naughty
two
Dog.
games.
I love Naughty
I got
Dog.
2 games for PS3, and
You used to have more.
yeah, I used to have more too.
You want to establish that because people were like, "Wait, what? Why do you only have 2?" But speaking of consoles, he wants to see what we think about the new consoles.
Yes.
Nothing special. I mean, Xbox will be announced at E3, so I can't give it on that. But as far as the PS4, just another probably $600 system with a new fancy controller and games that don't look that improved. I don't know.
You know,
It just looks like a waste.
PS4 looks pretty cool.
If you have the money.
If you have the money. And the 720, we have yet to,
Or whatever it's called.
yeah,
Durango, Infinity. I've heard all
shitty
these names.
All of them are shitty. But I'm not excited for the next gen. I like the systems we have now. I just feel like, because I've had the Xbox for 5 years and I've had the PS3 for 3, and I feel like that's not enough. I want more time with them. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter what we.
It's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah,
and it's too soon to tell.
It's just there's no game coming out that is very like
Destiny.
fuck Destiny.
Yeah,
Who
fuck
cares?
Destiny. Like, they keep pushing that on the PS4.
I
Destiny,
don't care
man.
about Destiny. I don't care about...
It's a Halo PS3 version.
It is. It's like Destiny.
I mean, PS4 version.
Well,
Sony
aliens have
edition.
ravaged the world and you play as a super soldier. That's what I heard of.
Sound familiar?
Nope. But yeah,
Master what? Master Chief?
Master Chief. They're probably gonna have like a cameo of him or something. But yeah, you know, there aren't any games coming out on the next gen systems that make me go.
They need more exclusives.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'll wait till E3, dude, because again, referring to your question, Spartacus, I think it is too soon to tell. We have to wait a little bit more until we see some games and see what the console looks like and what they have to offer, because, you know, Sony's going to show more at E3, and Microsoft is apparently announcing theirs at E3.
Like,
so
everything that PS4 has, it's all, like, based around what the system can do. Like, oh, you can download games.
8 gigs of RAM.
Like, yeah, like, oh.
It's a fucking PC.
Whatever. I don't care about these stupid extra things that the system can do. I don't give a shit. I care about playing games and watching movies on my system. Just give me a game console with a Blu-ray player and a video game player, and that's all I want. And video game player, Blu-ray, same thing. But kind of, you know, I miss the days with the PS2 where I would just buy really good games and play them, and then if I wanted to watch a DVD, I would watch.
Everything's just getting too advanced.
I don't care about the fucking cloud streaming. I don't care about downloading a game and playing it at the same time. I don't care about the fucking extra touchpad on the controller and the thing on top of the controller that like lets you know whenever someone's online. I don't give a shit about all these things.
I agree.
Just give me a fucking PS2, PS1, Xbox, GameCube. They never had like all this extra shit. Just games, movies, maybe CD sometime. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that answers your question, Spartacus. So that's it for that. All right, and Saints Games 92. He asked a question. He says, "I guess this question is for both of you. Do you think Resident Evil 0 and Remake will ever come to Xbox Live or PSN? As much as we would like them to, it doesn't look like it because Nintendo has that license, and unless Capcom makes the attempt to do that, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to bring RE2, then you might as well work on getting the license if you're going to remake RE2 because it makes sense. So what do you think about that? I mean, I don't think so, unfortunately.
The answer is no. We're never going to see Resident Evil Remake or Zero on the 360 or PS3. Next gen systems maybe, but not on current gen systems. No.
Yeah, don't have your hopes up because it doesn't look like it.
The
right.
gulp.
Yep. I'm drinking my podcast drink. This makes me fucking piss so much.
It's 4 in the morning already.
I know. Yeah, guys, me and Richard have the same time zone, despite him being in Canada, if you guys haven't guessed. But yeah, we had to record late for reasons, but whatever. He has to stop watching that gay porn all the time.
It's so good, though.
Anyways,
I love watching your videos of you.
Yeah. Or the Riona. So don't want to start
Next
doing
time
that.
I visit, we got to do it in the shower.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And while watching Riona.
Yeah. We can reenact
Very,
Riona.
very. Oh, there you go.
You can dress as Jill.
Oh, yeah, you can do Sherry.
Right.
Yep. Anyway. No, okay. Wait, what? What are we talking about? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway. Next person. Next Gamer 19, and thanks Saints Games for the question, by the way. Next Gamer 19 says, "Hey guys, would you, or who would you like to see back in the next Resident Evil game, and why?" These are all questions we answer.
Jill and Hunk.
Claire. And why? Because she hasn't been developed that much. So why Jill and Hunk for you?
Jill's my favorite character, and I can't get enough of her. You're a Jilly Bean. And, oh my god, yo, Jill. And,
Yeah.
Hunk, you know, he's so badass, but we know almost nothing about him. So
All right.
bring him in.
They have it. And also there okay, my bad. I lost my shit. Okay. Are you guys excited for Resident Evil Revelations coming out in May? What?
It's in the toilet.
What's in the
Your
toilet?
shit.
Oh. Asshole. Anyway, he said, are you guys excited for Resident Evil Revelations coming out in May? Yes.
I kind of was before, but then I saw the gameplay. I was like, eh.
Oh, come on. You had to fucking watch the gameplay.
Okay, I want to buy it. I'm going to play it. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Don't listen to him. He's excited.
Am I excited for it?
Come on, you know this depends on RE7. You fucking asshole. You
Doesn't
better
mean
be
I have to be excited for it.
Yes, you do. Buy 5 copies. Get one for fucking.
Oh yeah, everybody buy
PS3 as well.
Revelations to save the series. Saves lives.
It'll save mine. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like, I have some doubts of it, but at the same time, I'm going to give it a chance, like I do all the Resident Evil games. But am I excited for it? Somewhat. I'm not the most excited. I'm not anticipated for it.
You're so excited you have it tattooed on your fucking forearm.
Actually, I have it tattooed on my ass. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I thought you would have noticed last time I was over.
Yeah. That's
Fucking
that.
drinks, man. They're clouding your vision.
I told you not to mix. Anyway. Yep. We are. Well, I'm excited. Richard, is on the fence because he's a fucking asshole. All right. Oh, he has another
That's
question.
actually a good way to put it. I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
So
And
what's the next fucking question?
it's kind of something we already answered. Resident Evil starting from scratch. What are your thoughts about that? We put that.
Resident Evil starting from scratch?
It shouldn't be done. And
With the reboot? Wait, what's the
that's
question?
pretty
Resident
much
Evil
what he-
reboot starting
yeah.
from scratch?
he just says Resident Evil starting from scratch, so I'm like 99.9% sure he's talking about the reboot. And no, I don't want it to happen.
No reboot. Resident Evil's great. There you go.
Yep, there you go. I know you probably were disappointed that we already answered it, not knowing, but sorry. So thanks. Next, Gamer19. This one is Tidocraft 2,
Okay.
I guess. Would you buy Resident Evil Gaiden if they remade it with better aiming and graphics? No. The game is just stupid. It's not even supposed to be canon because Leon's a fucking BOW at the end and Barry's on a ship. So no, I wouldn't. I think that would be you could be remaking RE2 instead. You would want to release that. No, thank you. I'd pass on that. I wouldn't buy that. Well, I'd buy it for collection.
Maybe
but I
he
probably
thinks
wouldn't.
that, or he knows that Gaiden is a bad game, so it's like, well, if the developers actually made it good, would you buy it?
Gaiden, fuck it. Same thing.
Gaiden, AI, I, God damn it, I. Okay.
Sorry.
No, I wouldn't. Well, I would buy it for the collection, but I don't want them to make that. No.
Yeah. Okay. Should Jill and Chris get married? Oh, this is by Mark Main. Should Jill and Chris get... Oh, yeah, and thanks, by the way, Tidocraft, for the question. Mark Main says, Jill and Chris get married. And Leon and Ada. That's his first question. So so we kind of had 2 questions in one. Should Jill and Chris get married? I don't know. I mean, their relationship has never been established.
Yeah.
They have a really strong chemistry. I mean, if they got married, they would retire, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't think
so.
they have really good chemistry, but they should...
They're strictly partners, pretty much.
I want
They'll
them
always
to be
have that.
more than strictly partners, but I don't want them to go, like, to
Yeah,
marriage
exactly.
levels.
Like, they love each other. There has to be something
I
there.
think they
but-
should love each other as, like, really, really close friends. And, again, be more personal with that, but that's just me. Plus, if Chris had Jill, then I might get a little jealous. I think every Jill fan would get a little jealous. Whatever.
Yeah. Because we
Okay.
want the girls that we meet in real life to be like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
And as for
and
Leon and Ada,
Leon and Ada, no. I think not. Ada's like, she's like half terrorist, half not.
don't. If you married Ada, you would be a fucking fugitive.
If you married Ada, Ada is like the bitch. You guys know it. Hopefully, if any of you females listeners out there, I hope I don't offend you.
Hard to get.
She's the girl that changes her mind every other week. Whether she's freaking, she pretends to like you. She leaves.
She actually does like you. She doesn't like you.
She does like you. Then she doesn't like you.
Ada,
a female who can't make up her mind, which is pretty much 100% of females. I'm kidding, maybe.
I think they should just like fuck and then get it over with. And
yeah, maybe a no strings attached type thing. No, don't get married. Marriage, no.
No.
Realistically, no. Leon's kind of a solo guy. I always kind of looked at him as that. So is Ada.
I always looked at Leon as more like, he gets a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah, but not now because he looks like a Backstreet Boy still. But I mean, maybe in 1998. But now I don't think so. But I mean, no, I don't think so. So Ada represents the daily females that we run into that fuck up our lives. So Question number 2: who is going to be in Resident Evil 7 if they decide to make it? What is Capcom going to do?
Jill and Hunk.
Number 2. Do after Resident Evil Revelations. Hunk and Jill for Richard, Claire for me. Who is going? And if they decide to make it, and then he said, what is Capcom going to do after Revelations? Well, I hope it's 7. I hope it's a remake. It's a CG film before 7, something like that. Something beyond those lines. A remake, a CG film covering up some plot holes, in no particular order. That's what I want to see them to do. Because he likes putting the number 2 a lot.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Mark Main. Oh, he has another one. Okay. Last question. I really want you to talk... Because he put you and then the number 2 and then... Okay. I really want you two to talk about the current characters and future characters. How should they die? Should Jake meet Alex... Should Jake meet Alex Wesker?
No.
What?
Wait, how should the characters die?
Well, okay, so he first asks the current characters to talk about. That's not a question though. You want us to that's a request.
What is our input on them?
Our input? Well,
our opinion on the characters.
They're good. I mean, there's so much to talk about.
So many of them.
There's so many. I mean, they're all fine where they are. It's just...
Oh, Joey B, Joey B, and Chris. Chris is like... Chris is the man. Chris is like, yeah, I wish I was him. And then Hunk.
I just want Chris... Yeah, I wish I was Chris, too. I mean,
Hunk's like the quiet badass you never see and you want to know more of. And then Ada's like, come here, bitch. I want you, but
Ada's like, I can't make up my mind.
It's you're such a cock tease, And then
cock tease is the best way.
Claire's like the really hot like goody girl sister of the guy I want to be, and then Leon is the cool guy who gets all the girlfriends and
there's so much. We'd be here all night. I mean, it's already 4:06 a.m.
Who else is there?
There's so many. What's our input? They're all good.
Yeah.
They're just a lot of plot holes more so in the story than their character arc. But whatever. And how should they die? I don't want them to die.
I don't want them to die either.
I mean, it's an interesting concept, like thinking that. Oh, Mike. Yeah. I don't want them to die.
No deaths. If anything, you should have like this really epic climactic scene with like so much fucking...
They all stab each other at the same time.
No, but... No. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
And should Jake meet Alex Wesker?
No. He has
No.
nothing to do with Alex Wesker.
Alex Wesker even, like,
Alex
out and about?
Alex is just like, I'm gone, bitches. Took that shit from Spencer. He's like, I'm gone. He has no reason to go up to Jake. But Capcom.
Well, is that considered another Wesker son?
Yeah,
So maybe he wants to meet his brother.
his brother.
Wouldn't that considered be his brother?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know what Capcom considers
Jake's
it. 'Cause-
not a Wesker child, but he's the child of a Wesker child.
but they're pretty much considered the same family.
Maybe he's like,
They are
maybe
a Wesker.
Alex
They're both
Wesker
Weskers.
is. Well, if you want to look at it like that, I guess Alex would be his uncle. No, whatever. I don't even think Jake should be a character in the game. I
Yeah.
think he should, like I said, it should have Resident Evil 6 should have been an animated movie, and Jake would have been fine, and he shouldn't have been Wesker's son, because that's very tacked on. And every animated movie, every game has like their own single character that you never see again.
I don't want to see Jake again.
I mean, yeah, he was cool, but he's kind of like. Do you remember what's her face? Who's the one chick from D-Generation?
One chick from DJ.
I can't think of her name right now.
The one who looks like Helena?
The one, yeah, and she's voiced by Helena.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's her name?
Don't tell me, I got this.
No, I got it.
Looking this up.
Same.
Just tell me.
Angela.
There you go. Angela Miller. Angela Miller.
And I said that while the page was loading. Like, I just remembered for some reason.
You never see her ever again, but she was a single character in D-Gen.
She's Helena in disguise. Dude, she honestly looks like Helena.
She looks...
No.
No. She doesn't.
Yes,
No.
she does. Look at that fucking face. Look at it.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just remembering the last time I watched. No.
She's different.
Capcom couldn't get somebody else to fucking do it, so they're like, let's make her kind of this...
She resembles Helena, but she doesn't look like her.
No! The origin came from her. They got the same fucking actress.
That's why she resembles Helena.
Yep.
She doesn't look like her.
Yeah. This
Okay.
I gotta deal with.
Fuck, do you see this, guys? Are you listening to him right now? I hope you guys are listening
No.
to this.
Oh, don't fucking attack me now.
Oh.
We've been doing this
I'm
podcast.
fucking attacking you, though.
We've been doing this podcast for as long as a Nolan Batman film.
Dude, you're so kinky.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, without getting
No.
Riona on everybody.
To Riona.
To Riona. More Riona! No, more like shut the fuck up and...
What was the question again? Oh, yeah,
Down
Jake
YouTube.
and Alex. Yeah, no.
No, I think they could do so much right now. Doing something with the Alex character, maybe. If you can somehow work that in, Capcom, maybe. That there was like 5 million people asking, what do we want to see in 7? That could be one of them, guys.
Yeah.
All of you asked that.
Alex should
There you
be
go.
the main villain, and she should be a girl. Because I want Alex to be a girl.
That would be an interesting, like...
Yeah, like,
that would
you
be
don't really
interesting.
see, like, you know...
But again, you don't want it to be like Simmons, where it's like...
yeah.
How the fuck did they get all the funding? How did he do...
Well,
for
Simmons was
Neo
just, like, a
Umbrella?
forgettable villain anyways.
Very
Who cares
forgettable.
about
And Neo
Simmons?
Umbrella, that's like the
That's
laziest
so
shit I've heard.
gay.
Why does it have to be Umbrella? Why can't he just be a leader? Like Sadler.
Yeah.
Nope, it's too hard.
It was
though,
there.
right?
I guess it was just something to reference Umbrella from the previous games.
Just another wink, wink, nod, nod type thing.
Nah, whatever. I want Alex Wesker to be female and a very memorable villain.
Yeah, and those are the questions, and it looks like that's it.
Really?
We covered everything in 2.5 hours. I hope you guys really fucking enjoyed this, because this is fun. And now it's time to edit it and put it out to you guys. And if this video does well, this will be the last time the podcast is uploaded in a video form, because that's not what this channel is about. You know, podcasts are supposed to be up on a website or on iTunes, and these will be on iTunes if this part gets good response. So please like, comment, tell me what you think. Tell me what you want, if you're looking forward to seeing more, because we're always open for that. So, you know, you can tell Richard about it, tell me about it. I don't care. We had a good time doing it, and so the next episode. So when we, I will announce when the next episode. If this does well, we will start doing these more regular. Toy boat. Okay, we'll do this on a regular basis. So, yeah. So pretty much. Till next time, I'll link you guys to iTunes. I'll post it in the feed, and I'll make a video probably announcing like, "Hey guys, we're on iTunes now. Download. You can and you don't have to download iTunes either. You could just click the link that I'll support you guys with, and you could just play it from the website. Okay, so you don't have to be like, oh, I got to download iTunes and sign up. No, it's just strictly easier for us to put this out, because you don't always want it on video, you know what I mean? You don't want it to be cluttered. But I want all of you who are liking it to continue listening to it on iTunes if we get to that point. Don't want to jump the gun, but it does rely on this part. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed hearing what we had to say. You know, is there anything you want to plug, Richard, for this? Like, you want to...
Sounds hot. Your jelly bean, your jelly, jelly,
well, okay. Do you want to plug your channel for people who might not know?
Plug my channel?
Yeah, like plug as in like. Do you want to give like a shot? Like say, hey, you can check me out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Sorry if it's a new term.
If you don't know what I do Let's Plays as well, and I do the occasional review here and there, and I do collection updates. Very similar in design to Anthony's channel, and you know, click if Anthony's gonna post a link to my channel in the description, then you know, check it out, see if you like it or not, and
yeah,
you know, yeah.
And so keep on the lookout on you know, this might be the last time you hear me until because it is the 16th right now. Well, you know, so this will be the last time you'll hear me until my next Resident Evil 2 review that I am currently writing. So stay tuned for the reviews, and you know, stay tuned for us being on iTunes, and you know, just thank you for all of you who have been supporting me and hanging in there, and you know, going along for the ride. Because before, you know, I don't want to stretch this podcast out any longer, but we have the free time, so fuck it. I mean, it seems like each, you know, section of YouTube captures certain moments of my life. I can look back on the Resident Evil 4 Let's Play and think, okay, I was here. I was thinking about this, or this was going through my head. I can go to the Spider-Man Let's Play and be like, this was kind of shitty, this was kind of shitty. Not the Let's Play itself, but what I was, you know, the Resident Evil 1, the fucking Resident Evil 2, which I love that one. That was great. All of them are great. I mean, so hopefully the next chapter will start soon, and I hope these filler videos can lay kind of like the padding down for me to walk over and try to heal from other things. So hopefully, I talked about the Let's Play. This will be the last time I'll probably talk about it until you guys see a fucking Let's Play part, you know what I mean? Because when I do it, I'll probably just announce that I'm doing the game, and they'll already be recorded. So, you know, until next time, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys stick around. Check out Richard's channel. He just finished up his remake Let's Play. I still have to finish watching them. But if you're looking for somebody who, you know, who is doing did a newer remake Let's Play, maybe you saw mine, you want to see his, go check it out. And till next time.
Jelly bean.
Oh, God. See, I'm not gonna... Never gonna.
Joey,
They're never gonna stop
Joey,
this.
Joey.
He's gonna go on all night. That's how he. Don't let me take away your Riona. Or
Dude, you
Riona,
have to dress
Rione.
up in the miniskirt and tube top.
Okay, and we're out.